There is a constant statement. They are like sponges. They absorb what we say, and it goes into something called subconscious mind. And so they record it permanently, not even one time, right? For our convenience, if we tell them, let's say your convenience, and you want to go for a movie, and whatever 7:30 is your time, and so for our convenience, we quickly say anything. Hey, come, do it immediately. Otherwise, some Buchi will come or ghost will come. Whatever you say, right? They'll record it immediately. For our convenience, we should never say things to them because they are taking and absorbing into subconscious forever to use it, forever to use, right? So it's very, very important. And so this placebo effect means that what you believe is what you create. This is story. How many people know this story? Okay, few of you. So this story is a very, very important breakthrough from Harvard. All right, the placebo effect. Why am I saying this? Is the goal of this program today is that at the end of the day, we need to strongly, strongly, strongly take that my thoughts have to be super good. My belief system has to be worked on completely, because ultimately your manifestation is happening through that aspect. Your belief system, your thoughts, they have to become so strong. And so they've taken a group of senior citizens and then put them in a resort. This was happened in 1990s, early 1990s. And in the resort, they have taken the citizens of age 20 to 40 years. What age group? 20 to 40 years age group. They're taken to a resort and they divide them into two groups and then told them, one group, you just enjoy your time here. 1 week of vacation for you. Second group, they told, every time you remember, you say, I'm 20 years younger. What have they been asked? Say, I'm 20 years younger. Okay. So the age group that they went is 40 to 60 year age group. The age group they've taken, senior citizens, 40 years to 60 years age group. Two groups. One group, enjoy your time. Another group, every time you remember during this 1 week, say to yourself that I am younger by 20 years. So a 40 to 60-year-old person become what age group then will become, if they're younger by 20 years? They'll become 20 to 40. All right. That means they're bringing their prime youth, isn't it? Youthful experience are all happening 20 to 40, no? Everything we do that time. Afterwards, slowly people tell you, hey, you become old, so be careful. And so you have to slow down. This is how it is happening. And so now what happened here? 1 week later, now what they have done to this resort is that they have decorated the resort with 20 years back in time. However, the resort time that time, whatever things looked like, felt like, they decorated that way. The furniture was 1970 furniture. The dressing style of the people were 1970s. The food dishes they served in the restaurants was that, right? The TVs look and feel as the old, potentially black and white TVs with all those programs from 1970s. So everything is 1970. It's like, you go to one of these forts that government preserves. You suddenly go back to, oh, kings were like this, 8 foot tall and all that we feel, right? So that's the kind of feeling you have. Now, so they were spending a 1 week time in a place which would give them constantly memories about their 20 years old time and whatever they were, the memories what they were getting, I guess, right? So at the end of 1 week, what they've noticed is that some of the senior citizens showed more height. They grew in height. Half-inch more they're showing, quarter-inch more they're showing. Height is grown. How is it possible in 1 week? And they were eating more. If they were, when they came in, they were eating like, let's say 2 slices of bread. Now they're eating like 10 slices of bread. They were sleeping late into the night. When they came in on the day, okay, 10 o'clock, I must sleep. But then now they're like 1 o'clock also come, let's chat. And then, they're dancing more. They're playing more. Right? I'm a player. And, when you're younger days, how many people have played shuttle or any of those here? And some game or the other, cricket, anything, doesn't matter, volleyball. When you're playing, if there is a shuttle that the thing is dropping there, you would want to go 10 steps also, and then madly you'll go as an youngster and they'll try to take it. You don't want to miss it. But as you grow up and say, people tell you, be careful, it's going to hurt. So 2 steps also you'll say, okay, now it's okay, right? We'll stay back. But now we went back to the youthful. Yes, they went back and doing that. Just 1 week later, they become young and they're trying all those things, right? So what happened? So they were basically they're showing that they're 20 years younger in life. 1 week. So it is astonishing from Harvard results perspective that if 1 week can do this, that Rakesh, can you just this for some reason it's not changing. So what they saw is that 63% people became younger. The group which is telling I'm younger, 63%, that means nearly 2 in 3 people have become younger just by thinking that just by being in that environment. The environment is constantly giving reminders that you are younger. They're bringing back their memories when they were young at 1970s. So when they were bringing back the memories, they automatically connect with it, and automatically the body is reprogramming itself. And so it's asking to eat more food. It has gotten rid of that whole sleep cycle. So just like how they're spending time, they're able to go back to youthfulness. 1 week. Our environment causing a change in our thought process so that now we break free from any limitation we have, and so then you go back to youthfulness. 1 week of environment. So then how careful we should be in what environment do I have every day around. If there are people around me who are coming and complaining and saying my life is like this, or is always that way, people are like this, if the people are complaining to you constantly, our environment is causing it. And if you have furniture in your home, which generally brings back very bad memories, we keep a lot of furniture like that, right? We keep many things, which if they're elevating us is great, but they were discouraging us, making us feel really painful, but then I keep that and constantly look at it and feel bad, then what is it causing to us? In 1 week, if environment changes you to be that, then we must be so careful about what I have in my environment, what people, what things that I have around. Is it elevating me, is it lifting me up, or is it taking me down? Because you're becoming that. You're automatically imbibing those qualities different. So placebo effect, because they fundamentally believed as the environment is automatically triggering the memories that they're younger. It's called placebo effect. Now, even more astonishing than this, and then to talk about is this small experiment on, it's called Rene Post experiment, which you will find in the YouTube, right? This experiment is done on chicks, newborn chicks. Newborn chicks are very, very strong. They're very strong, no? Newborn chicks. They can fight. They have so much strength. Yes? Okay, please take time to turn to the person next to you and just share what you've learned so far. You share with her and then she shares with you. Just share what you've learned so far. Person next to you. 2 of you or 3 of you. Okay, friends. A neuroscience principle says that when you repeat what you learned, it's called re-indexing. Then you're increasing the chance of remembering this by 30% more. Just by doing this 2 minutes of time that you spend actively. So should we spend or should we keep quiet? You're spending a whole day anyway here. Might as well make productive use of it. Yes or no? So let's do that, dear friends. It's nobody is judging anybody else, right? And even if the judge, whose problem is it? Suppose somebody is judging about how you speak or say, whose problem? Hey, this person looks like very wise. Oh, that's all he understood so far. Who cares what he thinks about you? Who cares? Why should we care about what thinks about somebody else? If you do that, then where you place your attention, there you place your energy. So where is your energy going then? If you give an attention to somebody else's comments, the energy is going on to them. You're making it stronger. Your energy goes on to somebody's comment, it becomes bigger and bigger because where you place your attention, energy flows, manifestation happens. And so we give strength to somebody's comment when they make a comment on you. So the best thing is to not bother about it. Become like an elephant. That's all, the flies are going around, it doesn't bother for you. Our mind has to become that strong and say, I'm the creator, not somebody else has got the key for my happiness. They can go on saying anything, right? People have time, the only thing they've been doing is to comment on others. You got to be in the ring to fight. You can go outside and say, "Hey, yaar, thoda catch bhi nahi kar sakta hai." We say, no, so many things related to Virat Kohli, Rahul Dravid. Everybody will say many things, right? We got to be there to see what their problem is, what their challenge is. We're now there. Then say we sit outside and then be able to comment. And if they take all the comments, they can never perform. You know it, right? They've been trained to become shield. That also we have to become that, all right? Our meditation, of course, is going to train us to be that strong, right, friends? So this important experiment, what they've done, and just try to be with me on this. This is a canvas, all right? That's like a table. This is like a table. They've taken a canvas. On that, you want to plot. So what they've done, they've taken a robotic needle, placed it in the center. And they place the needle in the center, and this center is connected to a random number generator. What is a random number generator? Produces numbers randomly, 1 to 100. They connected a random generator, produce numbers randomly, 1 to 100. So you generator once will produce 50, another time 30, another time 40, another time 70, randomly within 1 to 100. That random number generator is connected to the robotic needle. The generator is there somewhere. It's connected to the needle. So every time, and now this needle is programmed that if the number comes between 1 to 50, the needle goes this side. The number comes between 50 to 100, it goes this side. That's how they programmed it. So automatically it goes this way, that way. Right? In the system, they can do it. So they've done that. And so then they place this needle in the center, and then random number generator is what? The way this is basis for many in the universe works that way, randomly, right? They are, basically they become equal over a period of time. So if we take 1 month, 1 hour. Suppose you play this Housey. You all play Housey game? Are the numbers are always biased, or they come generally uniformly? Randomly they'll come. So maybe first 10 minutes you look at and say sometimes it's on one side, but over a period of time they'll become uniform, right? So then they get distributed. So that's what happened here. Then they made this experiment with 1 hour of time. The random generator was going this way, and then is this generally equal, or is it how is the distribution? Now it went this side also, randomly for 1 hour, that experimentation. What do you look? This side is more, or this side is more, or which side is more? Left side is more. How much more? Can you say this is 60 and this is 40? This is about 60%, maybe there's a lot here. Or say 55 and 40, whatever, 65 and 35 maybe, right? If not exactly random, exactly equal, but somewhere there. Okay, 60-40, depending on how you feel it. This side is 60%, it's straight. Random number generator produce random numbers more this side, 1 to 50, and little less this side. But now what they've done, they've taken and put a cage here, then put 15 small young chicks into this cage, 15 young chicks, and they repeat the experiment. The only difference between previously and now is that they put a cage with 15 chicks and they repeat the experiments. And this time, this is what they see. This is what they've seen. The only difference is with 15 chicks, this is what they see. Is this random? Anywhere near what you saw here? They removed the cage, it went back to something like this. When they put the cage, this is what is coming again. What is happening here? The same random number generator, we're still producing numbers 1 to 100. That needle is supposed to go to the left side, but it is decided to stay only on the right side. That needle is only staying on the right side. But where is the maximum concentration of this needle? Isn't it here? Right here where the case is, the maximum concentration where the case is there. So what is happening? Even though the random number generator, which is randomly producing numbers from 1 to 100, but the needle is always remained this side. Anybody can tell, those who didn't attend the workshop first, anybody can tell what is the reason? Some sort of attraction. Okay. Attraction is, in scientific terms, is feeling. Feeling is energy. Okay. Energy of the chicks. The chicks, for the chicks, anything that moves is their mother. Newborn chicks cannot see. And so whatever movement is happening, that becomes their mother. That's how they trace their mother, newborn chicks. That's all matters, apparently, that they can't identify. Okay. So anything that moves is the mother. So obviously, which is moving here in this experiment? The needle is moving. So they thought needle is the mother because that's what is moving here. The table is same. And so needle is moving the mother. Now newborn chicks are put in a cage. Can they go to the mother? Now what does the baby do? It always identifies the mother, no? You put 10 women with a mother in there, will the baby identify newborn baby? The moment you take close, then they can immediately smell whatever energy they know, they get it. If that energy, they get it. They'll very comfortably go to the mother. So they wanted to be close to the mother. And can they go? They're in the cage, they can't go. So then what is their feeling? Just like a newborn baby cries for the mother. So they are here, they are desperately sending that wish to see that the mother is coming to them. They want the mother to be there. Which would be the case of a newborn baby also. Okay. That means they're sending intention, they want to be close to the mother. So because the chicks wanted them to their mother to be close, they're pulling the needle towards them. But the needle can go to the other side. It's a magnetic needle. Random numbers gave 1 to 50 several times, as in this experiment. It should have gone this side. Initially, it started going that side. But then as the chicks suddenly noticed the movement and said, oh, this is my mother is right there, they started pulling the mother that side. So subsequently, later, it never went. And so everybody is sort of in unison. They start pulling it all shows up there, right? Now the needles, magnetic needles, which robotic needles can be pulled by newborn chicks. They're very, very strong now, madam. Newborn chicks are very strong. Yes, they have a lot of power. Muscle power is there. What do you think? How many people played with a newborn chick here? Touch them. They are fragile, just like this, they can just break. All right? They will have a lot of power. So they're fragile, but still, through the power of thought, power of the feeling, they're able to bring the needle towards them. How much brain that human have? Thought capacity, how much feeling capacity that humans have, you think? If chicks can do this, can we all do it? Now, do you think chicks were they doubting if there's a mother or not? Do you think the chicks would have put their mind in the middle? And so either my mother is not looking like this, not wearing this sari, that sari. Newborn babies will think all of that. Oh, she was red color before 1 hour ago, now is another color. Do you think they think about it? So the newborn chicks had no doubt about it. That's the key in principle of quantum of manifestation, is that whatever you wish and whatever you dream, no doubt, The doubt cannot be there. Uncertainty cannot be there. When there is no doubt, when you are with an unwavering mind, if you're able to go after it. Suppose you're trying for something, 6 months are over, things are not happening. Doubt creeps in, no? My manifestation is not working. This is what we say, a statement. You already are doubtful, you already have seeded a negative thing into it. My manifestation is not working. So directly, boldly, are not working only. So that also now have to start working in your direction. You want that and you're saying it's not working. So you yourself is tug of war. Two people are pulling this side, now you put another person to say, okay, pull it that side. So what result we get? Because we are doubtful, because we have this time frame in mind, and so because we are fundamentally wired to think about time and space. Everything has to happen in time. Now. Okay. And so then manifestation doesn't work for many people because they start negating it, they start doubting, right? The important aspect, like chicks, if you want to really make things happen, we have to be undoubting about our thing, and then that will happen when you take the time out of space. You have to take time out of equation. How do you take time out of equation? Everything is time in our life. 3 months later, my child has to go get a seat and go. Or if it doesn't get admission in 3 months, then time. Can we wait for 1 more year? Why not? We think, I can't wait. My child, he'll lose his 1 year, it's gone, so important, and he's behind everybody, and what will happen when he grows up? People will think, okay, why he failed or what, and all that stuff. So we push. Why can't we wait? I'm looking for a promotion. If it doesn't come, can I wait for 6 more months? No, one promotion is there. That's all. Then if the promotion is gone, then nothing is there for me. It didn't work, so let me go to another company. I may change. We wanted to buy a house that all sold. And so, okay, the important project has gone, manufacturing didn't work. Can we not wait? Another project can come up in that area. But we don't. We can't wait because we are wired with time. But we have to let go of time. Manifestation requires that we got to pull ourselves out of time. Meditation will help us to go beyond time. Meditation will help us to fundamentally experience this timeless, spaceless field. So then we slowly understand that, so what? Why can't I wait? My time is eternal is there. We come into that understanding. We did this conference yesterday. Some people would have already thought about it. Okay, only 100 people came. So what? I mean, we don't even know what is the value of, what is the impact it can cause. Physical is just the small, tiniest part of the impact our manifestation causes. Physical manifestation, you see, it is going global. It is so many people. There are some very senior people. If all they need to do is to introduce to another university where they have 50,000 students, our job is done. One person introduces. So there's no way we can measure the impact of a conference based on the number of physical people that we see. There's no way. Impact, all right? So we don't work with time. We work with whether we're able to make a first step or not. And then we leave the rest to the field, because then in that, out of the 100 people who came, even one person takes it on, and which will take it on because our intentions are there. It takes off, it goes off like a wildfire. We don't know where it starts and where it goes, right? So the time is not there. If not this year, next year. If not next year, next year. So what? Things will happen. But if we can come into that understanding, and all of the understanding comes with meditation. The meditation, we recognize that anything can happen anywhere suddenly. Right? Some companies grow suddenly. Yes or no? They'll work for 3 years, don't see anything. Suddenly growth happens, no? So should they be, time is an important aspect there? They're worried every year, but then suddenly growth happens. So one way of growing is slowly grow 25% every year over year. Another way can be 4th year, suddenly 100%. No, same effect, isn't it? Same effect, right? So recognize that there are many ways we can get there. But then we are too obsessed with time, and then we sort of get ourselves limited. We start making negative thoughts, negative intentions around it. And so manifestation, we block ourselves without even knowing, right, friends? A great regular meditation is helping us. So the essence here from this, and then many other concepts of placebo effect, right? There are many experiments that I suggest all of you read this book called You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. How many people have read that book here? Okay. So if you are serious about manifestation, you would read this book. The 2 books you'll absolutely read. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and Mind to Matter by Dawson Church, right? Mind to Matter. If you read these two books, you will fully understand the scientific evidences and scientific reasons of how manifestations happen. So we get a lot more enriching ideas, and then it gets deeply ingrained, right, friends? The information that I will give is only, a small essence of it. Of course, we'll have enough practice we're going to go through, but the books have to be read for us to constantly be ahead of the whole concept. So, what you believe is what you create. What you believe is what you create. All right. And this is what has been echoed by, I'm going to go forward, madam. Okay. This is what is echoed. So Mahatma Gandhiji, a man is but a product of his thought, what he thinks he becomes. So placebo effect research is there. Now many successful people, philanthropers, business people, scientists, spiritual masters, all of them have said the same thing, right? And Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, but imagination embraces. So he's saying one step ahead. So he's saying constantly utilize your mind. And he found all these quantum physics equations only by imagination, because you couldn't even write them. They're running into 3-4 pages. So in your mind, you would be able to construct, right? So imagination is very important. Henry Ford, if you think you can do a thing or think you cannot do a thing, you are right. Okay. Choice is ours, whichever way that you want to take it, right? So just with this quote and then thoughts create reality, we have to remove from our dictionary cannot. I cannot be done. It cannot be done means you are making a statement, whereas in the infinite possibility field, everything can be done, right? Everything can be done. Napoleon Hill, famous inspirer of wisdom, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, right? Different people. Walt Disney, the greatest creator in the modern history. If you can dream it, you can do it. He's talking about dream. He's talking about thinking. Buddha, what you dwell upon is what you become. Jesus Christ done to you. Okay, we've got Shankaracharya. I'm going to just skip there. There is another master. This is a master called Esther Hicks. Ask and it is given. She is one of the greatest manifestation masters, by the way. Law of Attraction is a book series. Jerry Hicks and Esther Hicks. So there's another important books, that set of books we read. Okay. And again, Van Dyer is another important manifestation thing that Bruce Lipton, this is more modern scientific understanding. Your thought shape reality, Bruce Lipton is one definite master they want to take about. He's saying he's the one who brought out this whole epigenetics concept for health. Anyone working on health and wants to really heal the health, no matter what it is, then must read his books. Epigenetics is that saying genetics is there, but epigenetics says genetics is not there. Genetics is not there. More than 96% of our genes are reprogrammable now. So rather than feeling helpless and say my family, my heredity, it is there, then it will only make you helpless. That's all, right? Rather than feeling helpless, using the support of the epigenetics, now we know that genes can reprogram, and so then things will happen. Body can reconstruct itself, and so your stuff will come back. Okay. And Joe Dispenza, which is an amazing master, I'm deeply influenced by his work. He's talking about personality creates a personal reality, and a personality is made up of how you act, think, and feel. All right, friends. So all of these are essentially saying that thoughts create reality, right? There is a placebo base. Then all these successful people, like business leaders like Henry Ford, philosophers, and the social reformers like Mahatma Gandhi. There is only one thing, right? He said your thoughts are leading to your life. All right. So we're giving so much importance because Patrizi used always say, your thoughts and words. He was always driving and pushing only two things in spirituality: become impeccable with your word, and then become impeccable with your thought. Then everything is taken care, right? All right. So I would like to at this point to conclude and say, for the rest of the session to go, our thoughts and feelings constitute a state of being that creates our reality. Change the state of being and change your future. Okay. We dig into and say, My thought and my feeling is combining, is creating my reality, and if you change that, and meditation changes our state of being. A state of being means at any given time, what am I thinking about myself? You wake up in the morning, and what do you think of your financial situation? What do you think of your personal life situation? What do you think of your office? Or is it like too difficult? Oh my God, so much workload is there. Is that what your feeling is about your work? Are you excited and say, wow, I'm going to meet 10 people today. I'm going to work on this new project. I've got this challenge. And so that means I've got so much learning to do. How do you think about yourself in all aspects of your life when you wake up? Are you excited jumping out of the bed? Are you feeling very, very heavy? That's your feeling, your state of being, which is combining with a whole bunch of your thoughts and your inner belief and feelings. If that can be changed, that means we fundamentally the vibration, because all of us emit an energy, and if that can be changed, and we look forward to be out of the bed to go and then live, and if that needs to be changed, and that happens, it's not an intellectual thing. That requires that we fundamentally connect into our source. Meditation helps us to change the state of being, because meditation starts making us to be happy internally with whatever that we have. And the reason being, it's not giving up. The reason being, we are connecting with something much larger than these tiny cells that we are. We are energy, and then we are matter. We are matter so little, energy huge. We are not the body, we are the soul. Meditation is fundamentally helping us to experience that energy which is infinite. And if we are this two, and then it is making us experience that infinite. If we are infinite, then will you ever feel about this small thing? If you got business growing into, let's say, crores, where you're spending in crores, 50,000 rupees, would it matter for you? Will you look at it? You will say, okay, decision, take it pretty quickly, right? They become trivial. A person who is working at a crore level, for them, 10,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, trivial decisions. They'll say, okay, just do it. You delegate it. So that's what happens. Is meditation, when you experience the whole, then our life events and situations become very trivial. Otherwise, they become too big, in the four walls, everything is a problem. Now, the moment you start meditating, the moment to write meditation helps you to become that whole, then every little thing, including our child education, including the financial situation, including our health also becomes very, very trivial. They're small because in pale comparison to something huge. That means then suddenly we change our vibration. Our vibration becomes more positive, more expansive. And from that vibration, dear friends, then you can create, because thoughts create reality. Your vibration creates reality, right? So you feel that everything is there that I can create. We got to come into that status, and then that happens fundamentally with a lot of practice of meditation. Now, those people who did not have meditation, the question comes, many, many leaders have done it, but then they didn't have meditation, but however, they already were able to be in that state. They're an evolved state. They may not directly practice meditation, but they're an evolved state. Fundamentally, they are able to, whatever something that makes them to focus on their goals than to focus on the problems. When you focus on the problems, we are down, isn't it? When you wake up, if I'm focusing on the problems, I'm down. Something is there in them, it made them focus on their goals, of life goals, of where they're going, on the problems. What happens to them? We understand it. Through spiritual science, you can know that they're more evolved. That means they've been there, done that with a lot of meditation in the past. And so then today, they're carrying that forward. That's all it is, all right? That's all it is. So that's how we explain it. But the key for ourselves is to be changing our state of being is with meditation. So let's practice some meditation quickly. Then we take a break, a short meditation. And how do you do meditation? Those of you new, it's very, very simple. The goal of this meditation is to empty the mind. And how do you empty the mind? By observing our breath. Our mind is, thousands of thoughts are there. We want to reduce the thoughts and finally become empty of the mind, of all thought. When you empty the mind of thought, and when you close your eyes and then do that, then you're withdrawing your senses, you're removing the thought. That means you're forgetting about everything about you and the environment, people, places, things. Everything we forget when we empty the mind and close our eyes, withdraw senses. So when you forget everything, then you suddenly are experiencing your energy self, right? That whole field, the idea of that. And so you are sitting down, as you see in the picture, either on the floor. Now, some of you have mats and you prefer, but anyway, next meditation we go longer, so we can do that. Cross your feet at ankle, like this, fingers into fingers, eyes closed. Wearing spectacles, please remove the spectacles, not necessary. And don't hold on to any purses and books and all that in your lap. It's going to unnecessarily distract you. Just keep them aside. So just be completely free, all right? Even that few minutes of meditation doing, all right, friends? And with your eyes closed, observe your breath. Specs removed, madam. Please remove the specs, all of you. And with your eyes closed, observe your normal, natural breath, anywhere on the nose. When you observe the breath, slowly your mind becomes empty. As the mind is becoming empty, you may experience energy, sensation, movements, or sleep-like states. Observe all of it. But anytime if you have thought, and you know you are thinking your thought, then bring your attention back to the breath again. Start the process all over. With your eyes closed, relax your body. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Be with your breath, dear friends. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, your mind becomes empty. As your mind is becoming empty, we experience greater emptiness, the quantum field of energy. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience the emptiness, blackness, the field of energy. become aware of that emptiness. That energy. Where there's no body, where there's no thing. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The longer you stay aware of this energy, of that quietness, of that stillness, the more experiences you draw into your life. It is natural to have thought. If you recognize your thinking, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly find that emptiness all around. stay aware of that emptiness, that energy, that stillness, away from your body, away from your life. Allow yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self, that greater mind. The longer you stay aware of this empty field of all connection, the more you experience oneness of the wholeness. Friends, at this time, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is the highest state of receivership. You express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors. Your gratitude, your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, everybody in your life. Be grateful to the grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments. Gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent universe for helping us experience this beautiful life. Many are not so blessed. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body. Let your autonomous nervous system repair your body as you relax.
Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste.
Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? What have you experienced? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. After meditation. How did you feel, sir? Okay. Vivek ji. Lot of tingling sensation. Okay, very nice. Fine. So we will, it's 11:55. So what time should we come back? We have a lot to cover. How much time? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, I'm generous. I'll give time till 12:15, 20 minutes. Okay, please, we'll come back in 20 minutes. Thank you. 12:15.
Attention here. You can take this door to go out. Washroom on the back side, and tea is also on back side. Okay, sorry, ladies' washroom is on the back side, and gents' washroom is in the front, as on the lower floor.
हेलो 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 कॉलर माइक तो द्यावा लागेल ठीक आहे कॉलर माइक हां यही
क्या वाला song?
हाँ।
No, no, hand camera, this is better. Okay, hook up करो. अंदर से. What is the why क्या हुआ? उस समय क्यों sound आ रहा है? हाँ. Okay. इसको off करो. थोड़ा देर off करो. Okay, dear friends, we'll start shortly. Can you please ask people to come in? Yes. I'm so proud in the IIT graduate. Madam, you don't have stress. Who doesn't have stress? Why should we call out specially for him? Everybody has stress. If I recognize there is stress, it will take out. If I recognize, I will take the stress off. If I don't recognize, it will be there. Who doesn't have stress? You don't have? Visibly not. Mom is always happy. They say, you say he's stressed, she'll say stressed because everybody is stressed. I would like to know good things about him. Introduced. NVIDIA, the most richest company in the world. But there is a great world out there. There is a great energy world out there, which we explore through meditation. You read some quantum physics concepts? Read Amit Goswami, Quantum Physics, Self-Aware Universe. One. Mind to Matter. You read? You come. Okay. Mind to Matter. Self-Aware Universe also you must read. Little technical, but you can read. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Right. Okay, man. Great. Great, madam. Thank you. Okay, friends. Okay. Okay, please come. Third session will rotate all the chairs, seats. People in front will take some other seat and then we change the seats. We're not fixed with any position. Nothing is ours, everything is ours. Okay. Okay. I can't be there. You do whatever you can, so it's okay. I refuse to accept to be that. So you please keep changing, shifting it around. Take care. Okay, friends. So we left with this slide that our state of being must change. If we want a new life, our state of being must change. The slide, the papers that are given to you are there later. You can study them. Okay, when I talk about one of the steps there, it'll come handy. Right now, you don't need them. Just keep it aside. All right. So, with this understanding that our state of being changes, that our future changes. That means the way we think about ourselves, our feelings, and our thoughts on a regular basis, all that must change. So, having understood this, then having attended several programs, several concepts from Patriji, and then Dr. Newton, another great master, who is the founder of Quantum Life University, some workshops like this, then subsequently Dr. Joe Dispenza's many books and programs that I've attended, watched. And with all of that, I've started applying some of these principles in many aspects of our life, and particularly around my software company. My software company was this is like, I don't like this light crackers all the time. Diwali crackers. For some reason, yesterday and today, so we'll start until they come. So with these, फिर से sound आ रहा है यार? ओ, मुझे activate कर दो. With these understandings, I have followed some of these principles in getting my software company acquired. We were having a lot of challenges. I was running a software company. I was a CTO. Many challenges were there. It's an IT company and working on a global market, global clients, but we were bootstrapped in India, Bangalore, and make software that is used by worldwide many large enterprise clients. Means large banks, large government organizations. All of them were using, and it is how it was to go. And so it requires heavy investments. We're making software of that nature, so you need a lot of people, high-paying people, and so then investments are required. You need a lot of special skill to be able to convince big organizations. We are a small, tiny organization. They always look for proof. They always look for validation, credibility. If Aadhaar systems are running and then they use a software should be that quality, right? For it to be able to serve the nation. And by the Aadhaar was using a software in those days and continue to probably use through IBM now. So we had our own challenges, significant amount of challenges, cash flow challenges, funding challenges, many things were there. But I applied these principles, and many a times where during this process of this journey, many a times I also felt that I should give up because sometimes the results won't come, and then you have to continue to invest, but the results are not coming, mounting debt as well as investment. Investors are also sometimes not friendly. Employees want to leave. Business won't necessarily grow the way you expect. Many times, at least 3 times, I wanted to walk out of my company that I started and said, okay, if this is not working out, okay, leave it. But every time that would happen, and then some way or the other, that either it's from Patriji I would get a message, or from Vani I would get a message. But suddenly my meditation and this principle that no, hold on to it, don't abandon your dream. It's called perseverance. If you read, we gave some books of Sadhu Vaswani's mission, no? So any of them, they'll talk about it. And everywhere, all masters have talked about, you must have that perseverance to hold on to the dream. Don't give up too soon, too early. And then we do it a lot of time because we're time conscious. Or there are pressures are there. But every time I would want to give up, then suddenly this meditation-based messages, some way or the other, would give me that message and say, hold on, right? Once I was just so down, I said, now this is absolutely, I got to close, because part of the challenge was that in the year 2008, we got caught up in this credit squeeze challenge. 2008, there was a lot of global meltdown of stock markets, as well as some companies went down. How was it impacting us? We were looking for raising funding, Series C funding, third round of funding for a software company. We thought we'll get funding, and so software companies, their work is that they don't really keep any cash in the bank. They'll just use the last penny. Every business is like that, right? They invest. Any businessman here? Any businessman here? So we used until the last penny, and so we used everything because in the hope that there is investment going to come. But at the last minute, suddenly, and I remember I was in one of these meetings as a CTO there that time in Boston, and they said they will give, they'll write the check for this next round of funding. But then a week later, suddenly they change their position. There is a paperwork happens. And a week later, the Bear Stearns, which is one of the largest financial institutions, collapsed. Suddenly, it just collapsed because, all this market stuff. So the investors changed their stand and said, no, this is the wrong time, and so we won't give. So when you change the stand, you don't get cash, and then everything is there, already been used up. You're already on loans. And so then what do you do if there's no more investment hope? So then the organization had to let go of many people. The last thing ever I wanted to do. And because whichever way you try to do, you couldn't do it because there's no cash practically. So the only way is that people have to go, and existing people also have to cut down and then come down to basic salaries if there is a way to do it, hanging around there in some way or the other. And so that was the lowest point. I said, okay, this company is not working out, so let's just give up. So I went to Patriji, and then this is where masters help. Your mentors are there who have foresight, right? Not only insight, they have foresight. And so he told, just wait for Chandra, wait for 6 months, things will be fine. Okay. And that is sufficient. And then I had some other spiritual experiences which would tell me that this is going to be successful if we can hold on to it prior to that. And so then I held on. And it turns out that those 6 months were the best time of my life. In those 6 months, I've attracted investors in the form of Shreyans Dagaji, who came, who was the vice chairman of the Pyramid Valley project, but he said, I'll invest into it. In those 6 months, I became CEO, from CTO to CEO. That means you have a lot more influence and control of the company. In those 6 months also is the time where I spent maximum time serving Pyramid Valley. And that mega pyramid, the way it was built, most of it came in that year, that 6 months of time. It was the worst moment from a business perspective, but as a brilliant thing at the end of 6 months later, when I look back, it was one of the great things that happened. It was worst moment in the sense because no founder wants to let go of employees when you hired them. You really want to have them, right? Now, meditative understanding, it tells me that, okay, this is not right, but what do? They need to find jobs so that they can continue with their families, okay? But some of us, a group of us, stayed back with almost no salary and then trying to figure out and rebuild it. And that's the time then we were able to attract investors because we still had software. The software still had value. And so there is enough things that you can make around. only if somebody believed your story, right? The investments happen when somebody believes your story, and then if they believe in you. So many of those things suddenly happened for me in those 6 months, where investors came in and believed in the story. And I was also, in a low period like that, was giving my maximum to Pyramid Valley International. If my business was running, I couldn't have given that much time. In fact, 3 months of that year, I took off and then trying to build the pyramid, because towards the end of that year, this is in 2008, we did the first global conference of spiritual scientists, an international event, first time. We did it in a way that PSS movement never did. So it was a proud moment to be able to organize an international conference in that place for Pyramid Valley International, while shortly after that, then many of these things have happened. So in spite of many challenges, these principles that, the meditation principles that we're going to learn have helped me to eventually have IBM Corporation acquire a software company in a way that you would want it. You want the investors to be happy, investors to feel that their return is there. We're able to give them 6 to 8 times return for their money that they invested in 3 years. We're able to give employees, great employment opportunities at IBM. We were personally very, very satisfied as the founders. So everything came through something beautifully when I applied these principles, right? And so we'll go through what are those things that help us, the manifestation science, 5 sutras, and all of it is based on meditation. They are different principles that help us, any individual, but we add meditation, they come alive greatly in a more heart-based and then more clarity-based, most efficient, right? And then many-fold acceleration that happens when you use meditation. So first one of these principles is developing focus, common sense, right? And one point, mindedness. You develop this focused mind that whatever that you want, you can put your attention onto, right? If your thoughts create reality, if state of being is creating your outer reality, first thing is that being able to focus on things that you want, okay? Don't get distracted, I'll come back to it. The second thing is, second principle, can you just put this like this? Somehow just put it, it's not giving the signal. The second principle is developing openness to possibilities, all right? Developing openness to possibilities is, means what? Anything can happen anytime. Anything can happen anytime. And so then don't conclude. For example, you're doing a function, and let's say only 30 people were registered. Now you say, oh, only 30 people registered, so tomorrow only 30 can come. So we are concluding based on what we see, right? But tomorrow only 30 can come, or tomorrow 50 or 60 can come. More can come. More can come. That's what happened to us in Delhi. For 1 week before, we were not even 150 people who registered. And so we were planning at 150, but then eventually the event was attended by 422 people. In the last 1 week, shifted so many things. People kept registering. And then, so many people attended, finally 422 when we did the count on one of the days, right? But 1 week before, that's all, 150 or so was the number. So if we conclude, so being open means any possibility can happen until the last time. Many salespeople are like that, they are saying, why not? Let's wait till the last minute. What happens? Who knows? Anything can happen. The third thing is visualizing about the future. One of the principles is called visualization. Okay. Virat Kohli, many actors who all use this technique to become very, very successful. Visualization. That means you're thinking of a future ahead of the event, as if it's all happening for us. Now, this is very common for many of us. It's called dreams. How many people do daydreams? Good thing? Daydreams are a good thing? It's a great thing. But even that has been many a times has been snubbed and said, hey, don't daydream, don't do it. But it is a great thing. Daydreaming is putting yourself in the future, dreaming about that future for you. That's how we go into the future. That's a brilliant principle from neuroscience. And then now combine with quantum physics to say, yes, you're putting yourself, you're sending a signal towards your future experience by daydreaming. You're visualizing about it. So it's called visualization now in this thing. The fourth one is reprogramming a personality. We all have a personality. Who does not have time? Who says, I don't have time? Okay. So I don't have time. And if the handouts are given, one of the first things is, does it say, I don't have and dash time is there? Is one of the limiting beliefs. If thoughts create reality, when you say, I don't have time, we continue to create a situation where we won't have time. Instead, if you are able to, this is called when opportunities come and say, yes, I'm going to work on it. I am working on it. I have abundant amount of time. If we can, now this will take some time to practice to understand why, how is it possible? Because our rational mind says, my hands are so full, it's not possible, right? It is impossible. So this, I don't have time is a belief, but then we slowly understand this. But many, many beliefs are there which are holding us back. Because what does I don't have time do? It helps us to postpone things, right? You can't handle, right? We say, I'm too busy, and so it will not let you handle it. But in the quantum field of infinite possibilities, everything is possible. So if I'm busy with the 10 things, now the limiting belief is saying I'm busy, and so it's not possible. But then if you say I am doing this and doing that, who knows, some of the work that you're doing today may be not required anymore. Your organization may say it's not required, I'm already doing it. Somebody else has been hired. Or you only do this portion, everything else they can do it. Now these things happen. For example, I was able to do my full-time CEO job. I'm able to do that Pyramid Valley International, which has about staff of now 120, that time about 80, 90 people. As a managing trustee, we're still doing public events in many, many ways. 1.5 hours from Bangalore city, 1 hour, 15 minutes. And I used to still go twice a week and then come back. While doing, I used to travel. Everything I was able to do both. It's like a second job for me. I was actually doing 2 jobs, but still able to do it. Don't have time means, normally what do you say? Okay, I'm too busy, so I can't do this work. But I'm still giving an equal amount of time for that too. How did that happen? Because automatically my team rose to the occasion at the company. And so many of them are doing that work that otherwise I would have taken, right? Without necessarily delaying anything, without necessarily disturbing anything, it happens, right? A lot of times we are too attached to, so I'll come back to these details. So the fourth one is reprogramming beliefs. And then fifth one is that accepting and expressing gratitude, acceptance. Whatever that we're experiencing, we must go into an acceptance of it. And gratitude is a way to go into acceptance. So the 5 different process: one, developing focus; second, developing openness, not be closed, not conclude and things and say this is how it's going to happen, right? Not conclude. Rain is there, weatherman predicts that okay, tomorrow is going, rain is going to come. Okay, tomorrow rain will be there for sure. We conclude that way. We have seen so many functions happen in Pyramid Valley. Recently I was there in I'll quote the story, but many things that we think conclude because weather predictions, or financial predictions, we say this is how it is, but then things change if you're not. So being open, visualization, reprogramming limiting beliefs, and acceptance. Acceptance is the crux of that aspect. That means whatever is happening right now, you are trying to heal yourself, but your body is still having the same problem. You are sometimes when you take homeopathic or any medication, you're trying to heal, but suddenly that condition becomes bigger, right? So now you're wondering what's going on. I'm trying to heal, but it's increasing. So the same thing can happen in manifestation. You're trying to reduce your losses of the business, but then the losses are going more. You're trying to contain your travel to less, but then travel is becoming more, but you want to have more time. So many, many manifestation things sometimes can continue to appear to be going in the opposite direction, but still can I figure out a way to accept it? That is important aspect here. If you don't accept, you resist, then what is your vibration? If I'm resisting an experience right now, oh my God, so my leg is just not cooperating. I don't think it's ever can be healed. This is going to be like this only. So you're not accepting. You're visualizing greatly, but on the other side, you're not accepting. So then you're moving yourself into a low vibration mode. Our state of being is low. Our state of being is low. What you perpetually create is that thing, right? So these 5 principles that greatly help in manifestation. So principle 1 is saying that how do I develop focus? Now, what does focus mean? What does focus mean? Focus, the way we are talking about, is not just concentration. Focus is physical health. Health is so important. Now, for example, you embarked on a project. Now, every 3 weeks, you get some migraine headache. Or every 4 weeks, suddenly, your BP shoots up. Then you have to call sick. You'll say, okay, 3 days I am working from home, not coming there. You are in, but you are out, in and out. So what happens to the 3 days you embarked on your project, but now because of the health reasons, for 3 days are gone, 4 days here are gone. So then are you losing time? Are you able to now, because you're not there, your members are also together, whatever that is, you wanted to plan for your travel, but suddenly you're sick, you say, okay, next week we'll think about it because right now you're sick. So your travel is delayed. You're planning by the time something may happen. Many of the things that you want to do may not be there. Tickets, availability, many things get delayed when health is not there. Focus is first thing, physical health. People who are successful, and if you see many successful people always had a great health regime. They cared for it, something or other they had, either exercise, yoga, something, but they had always focused on their health because you know it. If there's no health, nothing is possible. Yes or no? What did we all do in COVID time? In the worry of health, we dropped everything else we were doing, no? Everyone said, just drop everything because you're worried about health first. Only if the health is there, you can ever think of any passion and dream. Otherwise not. We know it. We get back to basics. And so the basic has to be fixed. If you want manifestation, then it has to be fixed. We have to have, the health should become a non-thing. It should be there by default. It should be there. We cannot be even, you don't even think that health is not there. All right. What I found with meditation, you will be in that state all the time. You will never find that, okay, there is something called ill health in the body. Because ill health also, you'll only take it as rest, but never anything more. Even that resting period, you utilize it greatly for more meditation, more reading and things like that, right? It becomes highly productive. You use it for contemplation. Many things you do. So every moment is utilized. So health is required. Emotional intelligence is required. If you want to be successful, if you want to focus means what? The two of you are planning a few things and then both of you don't agree for something, they only argue. Then what will happen? Oh, okay, fine, you do it the way you want it and you go away. Then you come back again, after 2 days, 3 days only you'll come back. Until that time it doesn't cool off, no? So who is suffering here? You want to do something, but 3 days you're not again focused on your goal, right? We have so many differences, so many ways we get upset about things. And so we can't get our manifestations done. A typical fight between boss and employee. You want your goal, you're visualizing, I need to get a great hike. You go in some feedback discussion, suddenly you'll shout off and say, what are you telling me? I worked my heart off and then you're telling me now that I didn't work. So immediately we raise our voice and then emotional intelligence is not there, emotional regulation. So done. For next 2 weeks, manager won't give you time, neither you are able to go back and put your point again. So you got to get reset. So emotional regulation, dear friends, is so important if you want to be successful or manifesting, where your focus gets deviated, really that. The whole idea is your attention gets deviated to many other things. Now for the next 2 weeks, you're trying to see how to repair or how to justify your argument. So where is your focus now? The focus is on justifying or how to repair that discussion you had wrongly. as opposed to focused on your hike and your goal, your growth, and whatever that is, right? So emotional regulation is very important. Mental feeling that I can learn, is it important? Feeling that I can learn, if you're embarking on anything new, then it requires one to learn, right? So we need to feel that constantly I can learn, I can take up things. And then that requires our brain to be supporting us. Okay, our abilities to learn, we feel that, okay, anything I can take up. Okay, anything I can take up, any new. A lot of times these days, people have aspirations to, let's say, grow in their corporate career. But then there is a strong resistance to learning a new tool, new skill, new thing. Because no, I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I don't want to do it. Where is it coming from? It's coming from our brain, because our brain is it's called neurorigidity. It's very rigid. It's not able to form new circuits to learn. So when you read books, when you take up new skill, it appears like very difficult. Why? Because nothing goes inside when it's in a rigid mode. That rigidity has to become plastic. Fundamentally, it's called, technical term is there. And so we need to have the learning ability will come when the brain loosens up and then becomes more, neural connections can form. It's called making new neural pathways and gateways. That doesn't happen when we are stressful. That doesn't happen. We are very, very rigid in our thinking and fixed in our mindset. Okay. And so then meditation helps us to open up and then actually creates, there is research now, creates a lot of new neural pathways. Long-term brain of meditators is a lot more thicker in this called gray matter. So a lot more neurons are produced and a lot more neural glue which is required to form neural connections. When you form neural connections, whatever you learn, it goes in there. That's the whole idea. Whatever we learn, it needs to go and form as a recording. If it records it, next time you try to recollect, it is there. If I read, it doesn't record. Tomorrow you try to recollect it, nothing is there. Second time you recollect, nothing is there. That's when you feel, no, I'm not able to learn at all. And so you give up, right? So people who want to travel around the world, they can't do because they are too scared of visa rules, immigration rules, because so many rules are there. They say, no, I'm too scared. Why? Learning is not there. You want to do business, you are very scared of numbers. Mindfulness. Let her go. It is okay. So you are scared of numbers. How many people are scared of mathematics? I can't, no, numbers I can't do. Okay, not only students, how about adults? I can't do numbers, I can't compute. Right? We say this because somewhere that is there, because the brain is not supporting. But then we also have fixed belief that because in the childhood I've tried several times, I failed, and so then I can't do it. But as meditation, slowly these things change, they become more open. So see difference. So focus is about having sound health, having sound mind for abilities, and having a great emotional intelligence. These are basics. If they are there, then we are constantly in a mood to try new things, first thing, or we are mood to sustain our goal. If I am arguing a lot of times, you know what, why many people withdraw? Because in an argument, we shout. When we shout, for example, we express, then it doesn't give a good feeling anyway. Later we go back home and then we have discussion and say, why am I arguing? Why am I shouting like this? Why am I expressing anger? So people who have anger tend to withdraw themselves from situations because they feel if I go there, I unnecessarily burst out. And so they don't participate only. So we ourselves automatically, without knowing, we withdraw from group conversations, from situations. You don't want to do because you feel eventually it will lead to a bad situation, an unpleasant situation. So we don't embark on many goals. Or halfway through, we'll give up. Especially people who are trying to do some good work at associations. And many associations are there, societies. You go there, and then people have difference of opinions, and then many things come up. Then you come home and say, what is the point? Let's not do it because they all think, they all judge this and that. You'll get upset and you come out. It's a lack of emotional regulation. That is a lack of emotional regulation. It's a lack of full understanding why we come out. By coming out, we went with a good intention to help. But what are we doing here? Because people have said something, we're coming out. Right? But if you are strong enough, then you say, no problem. I understand that they are their points of view, but I should still be there more coolly. I should still pursue with them. That emotional intelligence is saying that you will put a positive pressure on them by, in a very coolly, you are there, right there. You not get swayed away. Then you are explaining to them one point after point after other, pursue them. Then you'll still get your things done. It's called manifestation. You know, you want a great life for everybody in your community. So it requires emotional regulation, right, friends? So these are the three fundamental aspects that comes with meditation greatly, right? It comes with many other things also, no doubt about it. It comes with many other things too, but meditation is one solution for all of these in one shot, right? If you give a little bit of that time every day, how much time you give every day to each of us for having these things, minimum, to maintain our health? You know, if you are 30-year-old, 30 minutes, 40-year-old, 40 minutes. If we give that much time, we're able to maintain our health, maintain our great emotional balance. If I'm starting with some significant physical health issue, then of course 30-40 minutes now we have to do 2 hours, 3 hours of meditation, enough increase heavy energy to heal that condition. Thereafter, you can fall back into this 30-40 minutes of meditation regularly with a lot of wisdom that we do. Then you will be able to sustain. So first thing is developing one point focus, and then a lot of it. Of course, the concentration by itself. Meditation builds 7 mind powers. How many people here who have been regularly practicing feel that they are able to now, with a lot of concentration, work for long enough duration? Okay, so there you go. So it's automatically developing, right? The concentration to be there. If not, what happens? When you don't have, when you sway away, then our goals are changing. You want one thing and then you are distracted about this, that, so automatically your goals are changing. You are focused on traveling around the world. Suddenly some family member will come and tell you, you're wasting money. Your husband is earning, you're wasting money. That's it. You will suddenly stop the goal because we don't have that adequate understanding, right? So we don't change our goals just because somebody says something. We are very, very objective about what we want, right? So the second thing, so what's happening with meditation? Now this program by itself, I cannot go into the detail. For all of this science, we have to attend a 40-day program, right? The 40-day programs are great, and they are free programs that you all can register. The next one is starting in July. But the fundamental thing is that meditation is moving us into a very, very focused states. These are called positive learning, fast learning. Here is how your mental abilities increase when you're there in alpha state. Here is how your innovation increases when you're in theta state. This is where a lot of healing happens. So check out health. How does the health happen? When you go into these delta states, where when you go into meditate, this is a deep sleep state. You go in there. This is where your performance is great when you're going to this gamma state. So all these states happen automatically when you meditate, right? The stat is that when meditators, when this gamma state, which is the brain has the capability to produce the highest performance. Carl Lewis, you know, being able to, let's say, do 100-meter sprint in under 10 seconds. You know, when they hook up the brain of the athletes, they are generally performing in this gamma state. You know, they're all part of the brain work great. And meditators fall into these states very regularly. Okay. They do a lot of training. They have a lot of inspiration and all of that. So through which brain goes into that mode. But meditation also brings you that state. That means you are able to produce a high intensity work on a regular basis. Okay. Then the meditation brings mental well-being, emotional intelligence. So I want to go to this second point. Let's spend a little bit of time here. 12:57. Developing openness to possibilities. All right. So the concept is that there are infinite possibilities. Anything can happen anytime, right? So when we started that Pyramid Valley example, if you said, oh, we need money, we don't have money, so let's wait. So that means we're not being open to the possibility of actually pyramid coming up without having money also, isn't it? What is infinite possibility means? Infinite possibility means there is a possibility with money today in the bank, that building will come. Let's say you want a house. With money, I can build a house. With a little bit of money, I can build a house. With zero money, I can build a house. These three things can happen or not? All three can happen, right? Three possibilities are there. All three can happen or not happen. With money, can a house happen for sure? I have money. Can house happen for sure? With money also it is not possible. You think it is possible. God knows. And I start the house, but suddenly I get sick. For 6 months I've been diagnosed something. So my house stops now there. I start the house and suddenly I get transferred somewhere. My house stops again. I have plenty of money, but I can't do. But with money, okay, we say it's possible to build a house. Yes. Now I don't have money now, but I'm dreaming. I want to build a house. Possible? Yes, right? How? Huh? Bank loan. Bank will give suddenly. Or your office will give you a bonus. So many things that happen, right? It is possible. So openness to possibility means just holding on to that thing and say, yes, this is possible for me. Normally, what do we focus on? We focus on what is not possible. Money nahi hai to nahi hoga. I don't have good employees, so I can't deliver it by this time. Because I say, okay, my resources are not there, impossible to deliver. Okay, the possibilities, we don't open up to the possibilities. Okay. So we need to understand this, and how do we know, how can we be alert and then stay open in any situation? We say, don't conclude on anything unnecessarily. You go through the situation the last minute, okay? You go through the situation the last minute. Why do you want to conclude on any aspect of your life? If you have to make a decision at that moment, take a decision, but then again say, okay, maybe it's again possible. Today, I can't start my housework because I don't have money. But then do you want to conclude and say it's not possible at all to build a house? Today I can't start because no money is there. Tomorrow it's possible. So I should be open about it. That's all it means. Tomorrow it's possible. So be open. But if we conclude and say, hey, nahi ho raha, sir, just put it aside. We'll think about it now again next year or whatever. Then you just abandoned already. Because not being open. Open to the possibility means anything can happen anytime. And then I want to be that. That's really how we were operating in Pyramid Valley projects. We're operating in this global conference project that we are doing, right? The possibilities are there that people can show up at the last minute, right? You're trying to book tickets. What do we say? Oh, it will be too expensive last minute. Let's not bother about it. So we do attempt. We don't even attempt. Is there a possibility that you can get it for a deal that you wanted? Is there a possibility? Is there? So we have to first allow it to happen. We don't even allow because we conclude. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. You tried for last 10 days trying to source resumes to hire candidates in our office, and you didn't get it, and say, no, this thing is not working at all. So, and then we concluded, but there's a possibility that tomorrow they may happen. So concluding that, okay, with this Naukri, I don't get anything, and so let me go to the other one and then apply a new vendor. Your new vendor is right. Take action, but don't conclude that I'll get nothing from Naukri. You get me what I'm saying? You have an employee who didn't perform. Oh, this one is just not doing it. So let's leave him and then give the work to somebody else. You give the work, whatever you want to do, do it. But let this not be concluded saying that this is of no use, because who knows, that can suddenly change and then produce also again. By concluding, you are the loser. We don't get anything by concluding. Conclude to take a decision, but leave it open, because that can suddenly turn around and then give you. Understand? Being open to the possibilities means don't conclude unnecessarily where it is not necessary. Okay. Anything that is happening in our life, we try to all the time rationalize. All right. Traffic is going to be so bad, it's not going to be good, and so let's not go there. Be open about it, right? Okay, you take a second route, plan it, but next morning you open Google and see, okay, maybe it's open, go there. You're open, so you'll still give less time, right? I'll tell you an example. We were in desert in Abu Dhabi. We went for a meditation in the desert, right? And it is very, very hot. When we were planning this event, 5-day retreat, People told me, sir, it's very hot. It's going to be difficult to do an outdoor meditation. Okay, they have to tell me, they were telling me, it's fine. So it is very difficult to outdoor meditation, sir. It's going to be too hot and impossible. And it was hot too. When I went there and step out at evening 7:30, it is very hot. Okay. But then I want to be hopeful. I want to be optimistic to the best possible because you want to give the best to the participants. Okay. So on day 2, evening, I said, let's step out and go. My backup is there. If it is hot, okay, we'll come out anyway and then do meditation. My backup is it's possible. And so day 2 afternoon, I said, we're going there to meditate. And then I went there into the beach. Only that evening. And the 2 times we went out, 2 times the weather was so pleasant, so cooperative. And then it changed for whatever reason. They were also very surprised. It changed. And so we did no meditation. If they're not there, then of course we would have walked back into it. But then possibility was that rather than concluding, can I conclude and say it is not going to happen? Weather will change from moment to moment. Anything can happen, right? And so then we were able to still do our outdoor meditations for them. And one of the meditation was in the desert, one was in the beach. The desert meditation where we were to go at 5:30 to beat heat, but we went at 6:45 because things got late. Sun was there. But tell you what, in the 5 days of meditation, the best meditation for 90% of the people was in the desert. When the bright sun was there, but still they went through the desert and then going around, meditating, walking around, they lost themselves completely because, again, everything works on possibilities. Was there a possibility they all have a great experience? Yes. I was only focusing on that experience. I was not focusing on how they cannot have a great experience. You know, the weather will come, sweating will come, so the light is there, they can't focus, they can't do. I'm not bothered about it. I was only focused on it. And they're also focused and say, anyway, I'm here. I want to have best experience. So then they're able to do a difference. So the possibilities, we have to experiment, we have to recognize and we have to experiment. Now, I will leave with a small note. I would want you to pay close attention on this. Before you do that, please turn to the person next to you and then explain what you learned so far. Just give the points. Okay. Hope you're not discussing about lunch. Okay. Right. Great. I wanted to take us through some quantum physics lecture, but it requires some time. So we'll see if we can come back to that today. But otherwise, we'll post a lecture recording of it that is auxiliary to supplement and say there are infinite possibilities in the quantum field, and through scientific evidence is there to say that our observation, first of all, there is infinite possibilities. We have to understand where are the infinite possibilities. And then our observation, our thought will bring that into reality. There's a quantum physics lecture. We will either post it if we don't have time today, otherwise we'll come back to it. But you understood the second principle that everything is possible. So why unnecessarily conclude it, right? If I'm sure if Modi ji thought that it cannot become that, then it wouldn't have become, because you don't even allow it. You would have kept open about it. Would you have said, okay, I have to become, maybe, maybe not. But at least you don't close doors unnecessarily. That's the whole thing. Are we closing doors most of the time? Most of the time we close doors. Very, very too soon, too early we close the doors. Is it any beneficial to us? Not. It comes from a rational thinking. We have to drop that unnecessary conclusion. When it does not help, it is not serving us. It is, in fact, it is working against us. So we can stay open, right? Stay open. Do what you have to do, but stay open about the other thing rather than concluding it, right? Another great example for students. I prepared, time is not there. Even students and even people at the office also. Time is not there. Then the student is only prepared, let's say 50% of the subjects, 50% of the chapters. 10 chapters, 5 chapters only they prepared. Now what should they say? Oh, I just studied only 50, so I don't think I get even 50% marks. I think I'm going to definitely this time not going to clear. It's going to be very difficult. All right. So this is how we say, right? Because only studied 50% means, definitely I'm going to fail, or I'm going to get not more than 60 marks and all of that. Now, what is the possibility that that student who only covered 50% can still get 90 plus marks? We all try to do last minute, 10 minutes before we'll try to do, because deadline is there. We submit, right? And so it's possible that from one single chapter it can happen. And so what should the student think here? Oh, I didn't prepare, so definitely I'll get 60 marks. Now thoughts create reality. So what is he now asking for? 60 marks only. But if he just stayed open, he's allowing the possibility to happen. Who knows? The parent and teacher say, okay, it's fine, Baba. So let's see, who knows what can happen. Many things can happen, right? Many things can happen. His 60 marks, wrong computations, so suddenly instead 16, it can be 60, right? A lot of computation errors are there. That also is a possibility, suddenly.